What is up, YouTube? It's been an awesome 2 weeks off. I haven't posted in about 2 weeks, and we had an awesome night of fights last night. UFC is finally back. Kicking us off, here's my official recap. Um, Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. This fight, I don't know when this fight was added to UFC 324, but this wasn't originally on the card. Um, Ty Miller got it done by round one KO or TKO with 1 second remaining in the fight. Um, this fight was not very great, but it was a great way to start off the Paramount era with a finish. Um, but it just wasn't that great of a fight. You know, these guys, I'd assume they were on very short notice. It was a welterweight bout. But yeah, this fight didn't really mean much. Moving on, Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. I actually took Denzel Freeman to win this fight, and as you can see, he didn't throw a single strike, or he didn't land a single strike. He attempted 8 strikes, landed 0. He attempted a takedown, landed 0. 7 significant strikes, landed 0. Josh Hockett dominated every second of this fight. Absolutely manhandled this guy. Absolutely just had his way with him and implemented every bit of his will. Gave a little, corny Chael Sonnen-esque call out to Waldo Cortez Acosta at the end of the fight. This guy got personality, and it's great to see a heavyweight who actually has personality in the division and can be marketable. I don't think Waldo Cortez Acosta is the right fight for him next, especially because he just beat Denzel Freeman. But yeah, definitely someone interesting for him next. Probably like a Tuivasa. Tuivasa needs to get back in there. I think he's actually booked against Teixeira. I think. I don't know. But yeah, Josh Hockett absolutely dominated this fight. Got it done with a round one TKO with 1 second left remaining. The bell actually rang, and I don't remember who was judging the fight or refereeing the fight, but they stopped it after the bell was rang because Denzel just couldn't go, I guess. So yeah, they called it a 4:59 TKO in the round one. Moving on to the early prelims, Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I think I took Alex Perez for this one, if I'm not mistaken. This was a round one TKO. 3 round one TKOs back to back to back is a great way to start off the Paramount era. A lot of fights got called off for this event. But yeah, I think I took Alex Perez for this. And just looking at these stat lines, he dominated. This was a very good fight. Very entertaining. And it was great to see these two flyweights go at it. Moving on. The first pick I got incorrect, or no, not the first pick I got incorrect, but a pick that I regret picking. I picked Modestas Bukauskas to KO Nikita Krylov, and he didn't. He got decisioned, or no, he got KO'd with 3 seconds left in the third round. TKO'd. He got TKO'd with 3 seconds left in the third round. Nikita Krylov just absolutely put on probably one of the more dominant fights on the card. It was very one-sided. Modestas could not really get anything going for himself. He just didn't really have any significance, or he didn't really win anything. Any exchange they had, he didn't really dominate or win, and he just kind of got picked apart by Nikita. Very good win for Nikita. I don't know what's next for him. I mean, maybe a Rakic. I don't know. Modestas, I don't even know what to do with him. He's very disappointing. I took him to win via KO because I thought Nikita was old. I thought he was washed. But I guess not. Nikita won via TKO in the third round. Atiba Gautier versus Andre Puliev. Gautier decisioned Puliev. In my initial fight breakdown, I had Gautier dominating Puliev because I assumed Puliev was, the Russian last name, the Russian origins, that he's going to go in there and wrestle him. I thought Atiba is just going to dominate him. But Andre Puliev actually did a lot better in the striking. He landed more strikes 48% strike landing versus Ateba's 30%. Um, Significant strikes, he outlanded him. Ateba only won because of his 2-0 on takedowns. And I think maybe a little bit more damage. But Puliev outstruck Ateba Gutierrez, and Gutierrez just landed 2 takedowns on him, and that's what won him the fight. I don't know how this was a unanimous decision to Gutierrez. I The judging tonight was absolutely horrendous. I think Puliev should have won this fight just based off the striking. I mean, if you want to say the takedowns and a little bit of the damage, they go ahead. But Andre was ripping kicks to Gutierrez's body. He was piecing him up with the jab. Gutierrez was just trying to land big shots, a 1, 2, 3, and just trying to land big shots on Puliev to put him out, and none of them were landing. But yeah, I took Gutierrez to win, and he won. I think it should have been Puliev that won. This was a good fight, though. A good little scrap. The first decision of the night. Davison Figueiredo versus Umar Nurmagomedov. I thought Davison was going to do a lot better than what he did. He didn't really get going until the end of the second round. And then he didn't carry any of that into the third. He was just backing up the whole fight, circling out, staying on the outside. I think he was very intimidated by the takedown ability of Umar. But Umar just showed that Davison's kind of washed. I don't think Umar showed really any levels. Because you compare this fight to his fight against Mario Bautista, and I think his win over Mario is far more impressive than his win over Davison. But he just absolutely dominated Davison. He went 2 for 6 on the takedowns. So I don't know what about the takedown was scaring Davison, because Davison was he stuffed 4 of them. But significant strikes and total strikes just absolutely got outlanded and outclassed, and had nothing for Umar. No big shots really landed. He didn't really scrap or get going until the end of the second, and he just didn't carry it into the third, and he just ultimately lost the unanimous decision. Moving on, another decision. So 3 finishes in a row and 3 decisions in a row. Gene Silva versus Arnold Allen. I wanted Arnold Allen to win, but I took Gene Silva winning via round 2 KO. I think I took Umar to win this. But I had Gene Silva winning round 2 KO, but I wanted Arnold to win. Arnold put up a great scrap against Gene. And obviously, this wasn't a KO, it was a decision. But Arnold put up a great scrap against Gene. He showed that he can handle Gene's power. He can handle scrapping with Gene. He was getting hurt and he was getting stunned in some of the exchanges, but he ultimately survived and went to a decision with Gene Silva. The striking was very tit for tat, 60 to 78, but it was Gene going 4 for 6 on takedowns versus Arnold not even shooting any. That's what kind of got him more of an edge. Significant strikes are close-ish too. This was a very good scrap. Arnold won round 1, and then Gene just kind of found himself in round 2 and round 3, and Arnold really just had nothing for him after round 1. Moving on, Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. I took Rose to win this fight. I actually didn't watch this fight. I went and used the restroom because, it's a women's fight. I didn't really watch this one. But it looks like Natalia Silva just absolutely dominated Rose. They went 1 for 2 on takedowns. Rose went 1 for 5. 63 to 46 total strikes. 51 to 26 significant strikes. I think Rose is done. Rose has had a long career. She's been, at the top. She's held the belt twice. I'm pretty sure she's defended it. She's had a very, very long career. And I think it's about time for her to call it quits, because I don't think she can compete anymore. I think she's 0-2 now in her last 2, if I'm not mistaken. Natalia Silva, young, up and coming. She's going to be at the top. Rose has had her time. Rose is done. Oh my goodness. Derek Lewis versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. This fight really disappointed me, man. I was really hyped to see Derek Lewis. Anytime Derek Lewis steps in the octagon, I'm excited. I absolutely love Derek Lewis. Um, he's probably one of my favorite heavyweights of all time. And this is what caught me off guard about this fight. I get Derek Lewis is 40 years old. He's had his time at the top of the division. He's fought for the title. He lost to DC. He's fought in some crazy guys, some big names. He's taken some losses here and there. But if you look at Derek Lewis and you compare him to his last two fights, and you compare him to this fight, the way he looks physically is so drastically different. He looked so much slower and bigger in this fight than he did against Teixeira. I think that's his name. Like, in his last fight, he was looking lean. He was looking clean, crisp, and speedy. Like, he didn't look like himself. He didn't look like he did against Talison Teixeira. He looked lean, and he just didn't this fight. He looked slow. He looked old. He looked big. He just didn't look like he's good enough to be in there anymore. He was kind of plotty. I mean, after round one, he was sweating. Waldo didn't look like he had a sweat going. He was just lazy in there. He laid on the ground. I mean, the finishing TKO was he got punched and then his leg gave out and he slipped and just laid there and let Waldo get on top of him. He sat there. Waldo was going to let him up. But he just sat there, so Waldo just went up and just TKO'd him via ground and pound. I mean, Derek Lewis just was not in this fight. I think he's done. I think he needs to retire. There's really nothing left for him in heavyweight. I think if he keeps going, he's just going to lose more and more. But yeah, good win for Waldo, I guess. He wants a title shot next. I don't think beating a 40-year-old Derek Lewis gets you a title shot. I think give him... He already lost to Pavlovich. So, I mean, give him... You could give him Blades. You could give him Volkov. I think giving him a Blades... I think definitely give him like a Blades or an Almeida would be the best thing for him. Because if you can deal with the smothering of Almeida, then you can give him a title shot. And if you can deal with Blades just being a fraud checker, or just kind of being able to edge his way into a win, I think he definitely can get a title shot if he beats Blades or Almeida. O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I took O'Malley to win. I'm pretty sure I took O'Malley to win. I wanted Song Yadong to win, though. I thought Song was more explosive. He was faster, which he was in round one. Yadong dominated round one. And honestly, I had Yadong winning the fight. I thought Yadong was up 2-1. I took Yadong to win. I thought he did win the fight, but I ultimately had O'Malley winning. And honestly, seeing O'Malley win, I'm not a big O'Malley fan, but seeing him win, there was something that felt good about it. It was nice seeing him get a win. And there's something I want to say about this. When I see fighters who have a 3-round fight, and even if they lose or they win, like usually when they lose, their fan base will cope and say, oh, if it was a 5-rounder, they would have won. I genuinely believe if this fight was a 5-round fight, O'Malley would have finished Song Yadong, because after round 2, Song Yadong was gassed. Song Yadong had a very great round 1, absolutely dominated O'Malley. I mean, not really, but was just doing a lot better than O'Malley. He was beating up the leg. He was being explosive and quick. And then, he landed a takedown. Round 2, he was very dominant in round 2. Very dominant in round 2. But towards the end, O'Malley started finding his rhythm. Started finding his pace. Song Yadong got tired at the end of round 2. And O'Malley saw that. He started picking up his shots. Picking up, working a little bit more. Got the face of Song bleeding. And that followed into round 3, where he fully found his rhythm. And he fully found everything he had. And started flowing. Prime Sugar came back out. Not Prime Sugar, but Vintage. Vintage Sugar came out. He was flowing. He was switching the stance. He was chopping at the leg. He was throwing up kicks. He was punching. Boom, boom, 1-2 down the pipe. Throwing knees up the middle. Like, O'Malley found his rhythm at the end of round 2 and carried it to round 3. And just picked apart Song. And I think if this was a 5-rounder, O'Malley would have found a finish in round 4 or 5. Late round 4, early round 5, he would have finished Song Yadong. I took O'Malley to win. I wanted Yadong to win. But I'm not an O'Malley fan, but it felt good to see him get a win. He called for Peter because of their close fight that people say Peter won. But he's giving props. He's giving respect to Merab. If Merab wants to get back in there as quick as possible and get a rematch, he's going to sit by and let it happen. But he wants to fight for the belt. And I think he said if Merab wins, then he'll see what goes from there, because there's no way he gets a trilogy after being down 0-2 against Merab. Unless he truly proves it. But yeah, this was a great win for O'Malley. It was good to see him get a win. But yeah, we'll see what's next for O'Malley. We'll see what's next for Yadong. Oh boy. Whew! This was a fucking scrap. This was an amazing, amazing fight. I absolutely loved every single minute of this fight. Paddy Pimblett proved a lot in this fight, but he also showed, dude, imagine what Ilia Topuria would do to Paddy Pimblett, bro. If 38-year-old Justin Gaethje was cracking Paddy Pimblett on the chin like that, dropping him 4 times. They only gave him 2 knockdowns, but he had 4. Dropped him 4 times. Imagine what Ilia Topuria does to this man. It's crazy. They had a very close round 1, back and forth. Round 2, Justin dominated Paddy. Dropped him twice. Gave him some absolutely relentless ground and pound. Had 2 takedowns on him. Round 3, Paddy started finding himself back into the fight. Started dominating. Paddy's face was a fucking mess by round 3. Justin looked untouched. But Paddy was a mess. But still somehow managed to edge out round 3. Round 4, Justin kind of came back. He got another takedown landed. Paddy shot his first takedown, I'm pretty sure. Or no, he shot a takedown in round 1. So he shot a takedown in round 4, didn't land it. This round was a lot more back and forth, but Justin won it. Round 5, it was a scrap, especially at the end. Justin, I think, wanted to stand and bang, but Paddy said no, is what I remember seeing. Was Justin saying, let's do this, let's scrap, but Paddy said no. There was a lot of eye pokes and groin shots in this fight. Justin had more eye pokes. I think Paddy got him with one. They both got each other with groin shots. Paddy hit him with a vicious one. But this was a fucking scrap. Paddy, respect to him for being able to take that punishment from Gaethje and being able to take the loss and not be all like mad about it. He took the loss like the champ. But his chin was shown that it can be stunned and it can be cracked. And when you have someone like Ilia Topuria, he's going to crack that chin if they ever face each other. But Justin Gaethje, man, what a great win at 38 years old. Oldest lightweight to win a belt, even though it is the interim belt. It is still a belt. We'll probably end up seeing him versus Ilya at the White House. Give some time to recover from this. Um, or maybe him versus Armin in the meantime. I'm just gonna say this: Armin looked scared. Armin looked shocked when he saw how Justin Gaethje not only took him down. Um, took him down 3 times, 100% takedown rate, and Justin was able to defend 5 takedowns from Paddy and landed 3 of his own. Armin looked a little shocked. I don't want to say scared, but he looked shocked. So Justin can either retire with the interim belt, or he can face Armin or Ilya. It'll probably be Ilya at the White House. That's when Ilya's wanting to come back. Justin, American fighter, he's probably going to be picked to be put on the White House card. But yeah, UFC 324, that's a wrap for this. UFC 324 was an amazing fight card. It had a lot of pullouts and a lot of cancellations. This Cameron Smotherman situation, very sad to see that. The Nunes and Harrison fight got canceled. I was kind of looking forward to that, honestly. I like Kayla Harrison. But this was an amazing card to start off the year, an amazing way to start off the Paramount era. I love this fight card. I think Justin vs. Paddy is an instant classic. This is a fight where, you're bored. You're going to go rewatch this fight. It's always going to be entertaining. Yeah, this was an amazing card. Amazing way to kick off the year in the new Paramount era. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all saw it, if y'all missed it. Let me know what y'all thought of the fights, and especially the judging. There was a lot of iffy judging on some of the other fights. But yeah. Leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Goodbye.